Listen, La Familia, a flower cut off at its roots cannot grow, right? You cut the roots of a flower, what will it eventually do? It will eventually die. So that's what the people who are in charge figured they would do with us. Cut us off at our roots, and eventually we will die, and that'll be a slow, painful death. And just to make that death a little bit quicker, they will teach you violence by first inflicting violence on you. See, back in slavery times, the violence was more of a physical thing. Nowadays, it's a mental thing. They put it in music and everything that is supposed to be black entertainment. It's all about violence, drama. It's just pre-programming you for the way that they want you to be. So first, you make the people rootless, and then you turn them ruthless. That's the way that you cause a death culture. Cut them away from their history, and then in return, they will be history. They are out here playing mental warfare, and mental warfare is far more dangerous than physical warfare. Reason being is because you have something called blood memory. And if you don't know what blood memory is, we don't have enough time to go into the full specifics, but an overall rundown of what it is it's something that's generational. It's like, have you ever seen a child who resembles their father or mother, but that father or mother passed away or was not around this child anytime throughout their upbringing, but they have these similarities? That is blood memory. That's something that is down to his genetics, his or her genetics. That's what mental warfare creates. It creates a genetic bind to that trauma or that pain. It lives in the blood. These people rid us of understanding the importance of legacy. Legacy is one of the most important things there is. Even the scriptures described it. Let you know that sin lasts 4 generations, but a righteous man lasts 1,000. It also stated that the life of every creature is in the blood. See, it was giving you hints that science is just figuring out to this day. Or probably the more than likely thing is they are just now telling us in the last decade or so. But what that cutting of roots creates is a culture of a bunch of lost people who have no direction. They do not understand where they've been, nor do they know where they're going. Legacy is vital, and they have stripped that from us. But my reason for saying that all is, it is always important to remember the roots that you have created, the roots that your parents have created, because history has been snatched away from us. You need to know that your legacy is the single most important thing under God. Make sure that every step you take in this life is to define your legacy. Remember the roots that your family has created. Since we have been detached away from our history, it's time to create a new one. Create a generation of people who understand where they are going. But that's the reason for this video, man. JT, the Bigga figure, is taking you on a history lesson of his legacy and the path that he has set out for his young lives and the next generations that come up after him to follow. That's what we need to be doing, defining legacy. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Ring that bell icon, and y'all go ahead and check out what my boy had to say. Believe it.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I'm your host, JT the Bigga figure, man. Hey, I'm back at the place where I started Trapflix, man, West Side Atlanta, Zone 1, Dixie Hill. When I moved here, I was the newest guy here. Shout out to Wifey and my kids. I moved my family. I bought the house right over here and bought this land over here. And I knew once I spent my money ain't no turning back. So I had to start the Film Atlanta that just bringing me in my hood through me with this hood, Zone 1. And I started pushing my line and the hood got behind it. You know, a lot of guys gone right now to prison, a lot of dead. Same story back home, you know, a lot changed. But what didn't change is the love. It ain't where you from, it's where you at. And I made more money back here than I made in 18 years in California. In 5 years in Atlanta, I made more money than I made all together in 18 years in California. It's a unique place. Atlanta got a business circuit that's crazy. It's more than just boys and trap and gang members and all that. But it's actually a network out here of business people that do. Anything you looking for, you'll find it in this city, Atlanta. You don't gotta come here and represent it like I did. I was so grateful. I didn't really have no choice but to represent it. I own my land, I own my house. I never had a deed to a house in California. So I always, when I come back, I pull up, tap in with my folks. Shout out to Hot Boy Nuke, the hottest rapper from back here. You know, he on his way up right now. We got some good music together. He doing his thing, you know, but I see, boy, they tear these down, but they rebuilding them. As soon as they tearing them down, they got some new buildings up already. So I made a good investment because I see the value is up around this, all the way up. Sometimes you buy and it don't make you no money right away. But if you hold on to it, then you get you some money later. Buying houses or buying land is an automatic bubble. But the biggest thing I did back here was start Trapflix and start shooting my movies right in these projects. I always come here and get a movie vibe out the gate. I get a movie vibe out the gate. I get a movie vibe out the gate. I'm talking about, I did 25 videos. I did at least 10 movies back here at this famous mailbox. A lot of love back here. I see my people. They were selling these buildings. I bought an ugly building over there. They done tore it down. I sold that and got my money back. I should have kept it longer. But look at these folks. They already flipping. They putting the new guts in. They got the new bathrooms coming up in there. They got the new wiring and the plumbing. These folks ain't started on theirs yet. But this is my first real estate I ever bought in a place that nobody wanted to move back here. But coming from California, I'm like, this paradise. Everybody got front yards and backyards. That was a new thing for me. I ain't never had no. So when you hear me say Film Atlanta, that's what I be talking about. Because at the end of the day, I started it, I own it, I registered it. I brought my hood name with me wherever I go. That don't mean the people gotta be with me when what I'm doing, that's okay. I'm gonna be the first rapper that did everything by itself. No hood, no gang. Well, I can't say no hood, because that's where I started at. But once I left, I'm like, I'm on my own now. I ain't got no big homie to call for backup. I ain't got no little shooters to go get and all that, nah. I gotta do this on my own. Fig, you gotta do it on your own, my guy. And the journey been long though. This 13 years. But I wouldn't trade these 13 years for nothing. This gave me a lot of confidence to go anywhere in America. That's when I went to Chicago, New Orleans. I just started going. I'm like, if I can make it in Atlanta from out of town, this ain't no easy city to crack right here. This ain't no easy city, boy. But really, no city is easy when you are out of town. You from somewhere else, so you welcome back here, but you know, you got to get it out the mud. I had to work 10 times harder just to get whatever I got. I had to work 10 times harder. It paid off though. I built my face, got good face in the city, built my name, built my brand, got my money, got my mama right, got my wife and my kids right. At the end of the day, that's what it was all for. I take the good with the bad. You know, some good happen, some bad happen, but more good than bad. Or I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here. What I like about Atlanta, everybody don't jump into beef when you got beef with somebody. Unless it's they same crew or something, then you know. Every time I get into it with from anywhere, they always go get all they down. I never go get no. I always stand on my own. Like, let no punk me. I don't care what race you is, what gang you is. We all bleed. You still got to hit the target. It ain't about threats. Nah, you got to score. So just talking, that don't bother me. When we be face to face, when we be close range, when our bullets can reach each other, then that's when it's real. It could get real fast, but that's okay. That's how I go. Move accordingly. Move militant. You know, move militant. But this back here though, this gave me a lot of elbow room. When I established myself back here, the whole city started coming back to this to do their movies and video. I mean, they got way more bandos and brick houses in other places, but I don't know. I guess since Trapflix started popping, start coming back here shooting videos and doing this. But yeah, Trapflix, man, I'm proud of that. And I want to salute my people in Kenya. You know, they rebuilt Trapflix for me. And that gave me a lot of power coming back to America. I didn't want to come back until, I didn't want to come back until I had something powerful. Now I got something powerful. I'm just waiting on this app. And from that moment, that's when everything changed. So y'all stay tuned, man. JT Bigga Figga, man. Reporting live from Fillmore, Atlanta, West Side, Dixie Hill. If you ever looking for me in Atlanta, this is where you got to come to. I'm going to be right around this corner over here with my bros, man. We pushing line over here. Positive, though. Yeah, I ain't representing the dark side. I'm representing the light side. Yeah, so y'all stay tuned. Fillmore, Africa, Fillmore, Atlanta, Trapflix, stay tuned.